Hello. I am back. You may resume panicking. Did we happen to keep transcoding during that? Am I so lucky? I am so lucky. Cool. Amazing. Alright. Oh, the background just... It's all gone. Oh, never mind. It's coming back. Joe, while you were gone, I panicked and took another hostage. Alright, well, make sure you feed and walk them. No? Okay, so this is the life and suffering of Sir Brante. Brante? Brant. We're just gonna go with Brant. I like Brant the best. In the times of the fall of the blessed Archnean Empire, we're just gonna forget that part. Honestly, I think the title's good with just the first two. The last part, kind of a mouthful. We have to feed our hostages? Yes, you actually have to keep your hostages alive. I have no hostages anymore. We're good. Oh no. Okay. Alright. Alright. The audio's still a little high here, maybe. Go ahead and chunk that down just a smidge. Just a smidge. I guess you guys can listen to the audio too. I won't hog it all. You can have some of it. Sure, fine. You insist? Fly, I'm out of here, suckers! Well, at least Twitch is actually sending the notification out, or the bot. I guess the bot's honestly far more reliable, and that's terrifying. Okay. Alright, let's get into it. New game. Enter your character's name, Sir... Damn it, it won't fit! Oh. Why won't it fit? Choose your name carefully. Other characters will address you exactly like this. Sir Butterball Brante. There we go. I'm happy with that. Iron Man. All right, let's go. Sure, why the hell not? Let's do Iron Man. I don't want to just change my decisions. Consequences. You will see the consequences of your possible choices in advance. This is recommended game mode, as you'll be able to direct the character's fate in the way you want. Or hidden. You will not see the consequences of your possible choices in advance. Choose this option if you want to discover the results of your decisions only after you've taken it. This is the intended way, huh? Shape the character's fate? I will shape it without knowing what I'm doing. Okay. You hold the fate of a single man in your hands. You will follow his life from birth to death. Your choices shall define who Sir Butterball Brante will grow up to be. You will decide his personality, social status, and what mark he'll leave on history. With every step he takes at your behest, Sir Brante's character will change and evolve. Your decisions will close some doors for him, but open many others. How about a window? We being bored, boys? Life is coming! He will be dead at age 3. He's not going to make it past the first electrical socket. So warm in here, Joe. I don't want to be bored. Tough noodles. Welcome to the cold, hard world. The world of Sir Brante's birth is a ruthless realm where people are divided into estates. It is hard to be a hero here. Be ready to accept that Sir Brante cannot overcome every challenge in his path. Every hard choice will test his character and personal qualities. Often you will not be able to make the choice you would like to. It may happen because you chose a different road earlier, exhausted your hero's willpower, or haven't earned the right position in society. That's me. That's me right there. The last one's me. Me. That's me. Every victory will be a struggle, a path paved with bitter losses and gut-wrenching failures. Accept the tragedy. This is how you will create a gripping and unique tale for your hero. What will become of your Sir Brante, his loved ones, and his world? It all depends on you. We're writing a book, chat.
The story of my life remains written on these pages. But my fate has always been my own. Every deed, every choice, every person I met made me what I am. Could I have taken a different path? could I have found a different calling, altered the very course of history? And what price would I have to pay?
Okay, here we are. We're in the game. At the end of time, your fingers are stained with ink, your breathing grows ragged, your hands are shaking, yet the words begin appearing on the page before you one by one, clinging together to form a chronicle of your own life. Who are you? And how did you reach this end? Oh, it's a biography. We're in the game. What is this, Jumanji? Yes. Yes, it is. You were born, raised, and lived your entire life in the blessed Archnean Empire. In this land, a man's destiny is predetermined at the moment of his birth. Whether human or Archnean, nobleman, priest, or low-born commoner, all bend to the divine will of the twin gods. And each life is not but a single cog in the universe's immeasurable machine. Memories come flooding back, they engulf you as a merciless wave, binding together days that are thrice dead and gone. The dreams of your childhood, your adolescence, your youth spent in the capital, years of peace teeming with life and a war drenched in blood, high ranks and lowly deeds, opulent palaces, secretive city backstreets, fields of battle, and faces, so many faces of the people you held dear, the people who walked this road by your side. Such was your life, now all exposed by ink erupting onto the page. With your every step you sought to change the world as you saw fit, the choices of your upbringing, the path you carved in your youth, the fruits of your struggle, the consequences of your sacrifice. All of it led you here, to the end of your time. And every choice had a price. Now, years and years later, the crossroads of your life echo in your memory, the pain and joy inextricably intermingled. Opulent and imperial, yep. But you have taken a different path, chosen a different calling, found a different place in the world. You have the power to alter the very course of history. Now on the verge of death, you struggle with doubt, seeking answers to the last and most crucial question of all. Your life, of all the paths in life, why did you walk this one? Did you choose your own fate? Or was your life shaped by forces beyond your control? What determines a man's destiny? Oh, what determines a man's destiny? The man himself. The world around him. A higher power. There is no destiny. Yeah, there's no... It's all a roll of the dice, right? What do you guys think? The man himself, the world around him, a higher power, or there is no destiny? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Joe asking us? Yeah, I'm asking you guys. We're shaping this story together. All for every decision. It's a bit excessive. I think we can do a number count. There's like 6 of you here. I think we'll be okay. Polls take too long. 4. Okay, we got 4s. There's 15. Prove it. Okay. 4 it is. You stand tall and stare death in the face, unflinching. There was no higher power guiding your life. It was just a wild jig, a chaotic tangle of innumerable human wills, actions, and accidents. The only thing that could ever turn this chaos into an orderly narrative is the eternal human drive for storytelling. True, and that's what we're doing here. We did. We totally did. Alright. Your life had no greater meaning. You were neither cursed by fate nor guided by providence. And this is what made you truly free. True. But you are right. But are you right about this? Is it all true? To learn the truth, you will have to return to the very beginning, remembering every step you took along the way. On these pages, the story of a man named Butterball Brante will live once more. Your proof is in Discord. Prove it. Continue. Childhood, 0 years old. We're being born. Hooray. Peacetime and the revolt. Oh boy. Exciting. We're going to be the best child ever. The year is 1118. Oh. I'm assuming this stuff does something later on. Alright, chapter 1, childhood. Oh, look at the kid. That is a nice house. It's a kid separated from everybody else, running, dashing, being chased by something, some horrifying creature in the woods. Or late for dinner, one of the two. Childhood, where life begins. First words, first unsteady steps. You're but a small child learning about the world in which you were born. To you, everything is so new, so baffling, and so unforgiving. A long, trying life stretches before you. So many feats and faults. So many fateful choices to come. Yet you are already sowing the seeds of your future self. You are learning to live and survive in this world. Looking for a place within it to call your own. Choosing your future destiny. Who will you grow up to be? That's a good question. It's a question every child asks himself at least once. Prologue, growing up. In chapters childhood, adolescence, and youth, you will live through your hero's coming of age. You will shape the protagonist's personality, his qualities, and relationships. By the end of the prologue, you will determine the estate and future occupation of your hero. Only in adulthood will he start to influence the world around him, and even the ultimate fate of the Empire. Who will Butterball Brante grow up to be? It's your call. He's gonna start a Turkey empire. That's what he's gonna do. They do a lot of setting up. Hope the gameplay is as good as the setup. Alright. Personal life. Events in the personal life of the hero that can happen in this chapter. Okay. This fencing lesson beyond insight and nobleman's sacrament. Okay. Very interesting. These can all happen. These are possibilities here. Okay, I can't click on them yet, so let's go. Your personal qualities at this age. They determine which choices you may take. Oh. Personal spineless and inattentive. I'm a baby. What do you want from me? That child is spineless. Is the attention span of a newborn. Sir, he is a newborn. That's no excuse. Okay. Oh, man. Beautiful. Okay. Alright, what does this mean? Your perseverance and strength of character, your ability to get your way. It affects your frame of mind and the skills you have when you grow up. This spineless is a spineless baby. Represents how attentive you are to other people in the world around you. Your ability to comprehend and learn. It affects your frame of mind and the skills you have when you grow up. Okay. It was just a pile of flesh. Yes. How dare that baby have the attention span of a baby? That's what I'm saying. It's not good. Willpower. Ready for action. This baby is fucking ready for action, though. Let's go! Your inner strength and the number of lesser deaths that you have experienced. These qualities will stay with you for your entire life. Wait. Lesser deaths? What the hell's a lesser death? After suffering a lesser death, one is reborn. One who dies a true death faces the judgment of the twin gods. Oh. So these are our lives, to put it in arcadey terms. So you can fuck up 3 times. The 4th time you fuck up, you're done. It's over. Fair enough. The sections that open in this chapter. Destiny, personality, House of Brante, and family. Okay. So we're in the tutorial a little bit here. Begin chapter. We're learning. Newborn. That's what it's like to be born, huh? I don't remember that. I kind of, maybe the light, but I don't think I was a full-grown ass man with a spine. Maybe in this world you're born fully grown with a spine. That'd be impressive. I got a hiccup now. That's typical. Come on, Joe. Go into the light. You start your life going into the light, and you end your life going into the light. Poetic. All babies have no spines. It's true. I've met a few babies. They are spineless. Cowards. A lot of them. Afraid of everything. Or nothing. Simultaneously afraid of everything and nothing at the same time. Babies are an enigma. At first there was nothing. No time, no sensation, nothing but darkness and void. But then a will breathed life into nothingness. Matter and spirit were set in motion. History began its march. It's very dramatic. I hope people talk about my birth that way. It's a baby boy! It was your turn to enter this world. Your first memory, you were lying on your back, blinded by a bright white light. You are not alone. Above you tower the colossal figures of those who created you. You are a part of them, and they are a part of you. Between you and them is an inexplicable connection, a strong, unbreakable link. They will always watch over you, guard you, and protect you. Why does that one got a fist? It hurts to breathe. You let out the pain in the form of a desperate scream. Your creators extend their hands towards you. There are two of them. The ones who made your form from their own selves and brought you into this world. That is a very poetic way of saying they fucked in the back of a van. But alright, I'll take it. It's very poetic. They are united, yet as they lean closer, you begin to see how different they are. You can already feel their differences within you, struggling against each other. Are there vans in this universe? Stagecoaches. It's kind of like a van. It's got a back. Schrodinger's baby, spineless and fearless. That's what they all are. The first figure is soft and empathetic, wise and merciful. The love that emanates from it wraps you head to toe like an invisible blanket. The warmth from it is never-ending. The second figure is strong and powerful, commanding and noble. It is harsh but fair, a beacon of guidance, a force of protection, and merciless punishment for every misdeed. Yet there is also a third figure. It was a love triangle! Let me guess, it was the milkman. It's probably the milkman. It's usually the milkman. It is like a shadow barely seen behind them, yet already pulsing with an unbreakable will to live. It is the very will to live that is now growing ever stronger within you. Honestly, it kind of looks like the milkman to me. I'm not sure. We'll leave that to the DNA test later on. A soft open palm, a strong closed fist, a lingering distant shadow. You struggle to loosen the swaddling clothes wrapped around you, and extend a tiny hand into the world. Oh! Alright, what do you want, chat? Smile at the shadow. Alright, what else? 3? We got 3s? Sweet, sweet edge. Sweet, sweet edge. Okay. Smile at the shadow. We're shadowing. Your first smile appears on your face, awkward yet genuine. Your mother and father exchange looks and start talking. You know no words yet, so all you hear is a sequence of booming sounds. But the stranger behind them has no need for words. The stranger's look is all it takes for you to feel the will to live and act that now burns within you. Mommy and Daddy are confused. The baby's smiling and it looks kind of evil. The shadow brings a finger to its lips, as if to say, there, baby. Don't cry. This is our secret now. And then the shadow melts into the light. Why is my mom dressed up? Didn't she just give birth? It was a very different time here, and you had to keep up appearances if you were in a noble family. Probably gave birth in that outfit, too. The corset helped squeeze the baby out. Oh, God. Sorry, I got images flowing through my head right now. Just cinch the corset tighter as she crowds. Yeah, exactly. There, baby. Don't cry. We gained 10 willpower. We're full of power. Damn, we're powerful. Okay. We're alive! Your life in this world begins. How will you live it? We're 1 year old. Hide and seek. Birds! As the days go by, you learn to tell your parents apart. You recognize father by his heavy breath and strong, cold hands. He visits you rarely. Robert Brante. Hello there, little Butterball Brante. Mother's tender voice, however, follows you day and night. My, you're growing so quickly, my child. Lydia Brante, a strong name. There are 2 more children in the family, named Stefan and Gloria. Gloria sings songs to you. She often dresses you in tight clothing and gently holds your hands as you learn to take your first steps. Stefan likes to sweep you up and pinch you and toss you into the air. She is Ethel. They're all Ethel. Oh, look, this is your brother and sister. Yeah, you're my little brother. We're gonna play together, but I'll always be in charge because you were born a commoner. What the fuck do you mean I was born a commoner? What the fuck? How does that work? Hit our head and roll in Papega U. That's the plan. Me quiet you, he doesn't understand yet. Come on, baby Butterball, let's go play in the yard. Well, at least our sister is nice. We got a nice sister anyway. It looks nice. Birds. It is hot outside. You grip your brother's hand with one, and your sister's with the other, as they help you walk down the giant stone stairs. Then you sit on the ground and start exploring the sparse blades of grass with your fingers. It tickles, and it'll itch later, like hell. In the sky far above, and away from you, is a gigantic pillar, a perfectly straight stick made of light. It is so bright it hurts to look at. Why are you staring at the shining pillar? It's not going anywhere, you know. Hey, I want to play hide and seek. He's just a baby. How is he gonna play? Then you hide him and I'll try to find both of you. You have no idea what they are talking about, but you support them with happy cooing. This is strange, but so exciting. Stefan and Gloria glance at each other. Then your brother walks to a big tree, closes his eyes, and starts shouting something. Gloria takes your hand and walks you through the yard. Your sister takes you behind some thick bushes by a tall wall. The light from that light stick on the horizon barely reaches you. You can't see home from this place. The ground is crawling with tiny black bugs. Gloria sits you down on the ground and puts a finger to her mouth for some reason, and then she's gone. She's just leaving me here? What the fuck? You can no longer hear. I'm surrounded by ants. She left me in a pile of ants. I take it back. Her sister isn't good. You can no longer hear Stefan's voice. Gloria is nowhere to be seen. You feel colder. The bugs are no fun to play with. You've been sitting here for a long time, completely alone. Nobody checks on you. Is that a wolf howling in the background? Did they forget about you? Did they abandon you? This is let's keep in mind that this is in baby time. Babies do not have a proper sense of time. They're like puppy dogs. Like, it's been 10 seconds. Probably. Alright. Our options are cry loudly, find your way home, or sit there and wait. She's a witch burner. I don't think she is. Well, maybe she is. She seems to have control over ants. We have a number 3 so far. Anyone else? Two. We have a 2 and a 3. We have 2 2s. The dumb thing to do would be trying to walk. We have more 3s. We have an aggressive fronting of 3s. Alright, it looks like 3s are taking it. Sit there and wait. 3 3s and 2 2s. Well, we like to keep our numbers very similar. You start playing with leaves and twigs and little bugs. Yeah, play with them. Play with the bugs. Let them bite you. Become powerful. Absorb their strength. Eat an ant. The bush is covered with leaves swaying in the wind. You brush through them with your fingers. The twigs and branches are stiff and will not bend. They are different from the blades of grass. Down on the ground, you see a group of bugs carrying a little twig. You grab it from them. They're so funny. One of the bugs crawls on your finger and bites it. Just enough to sting a little. You hear brisk steps, then leaves and twigs rustling and parting. Your mother leans over you. You greet her with a happy face and show her the finger with the bug on it. That is a look of eternal disappointment if I've ever seen one. Who's she disappointed in? Is it me? I'm just a baby. I didn't do nothing. So that's where they took you? Mother picks you up, puts you to her chest, and pats you on the head. Your brother and sister stand behind her, clearly feeling guilty. Laurier is in tears. Stefan keeps staring at his feet. That was a big bolt of lightning. Hot damn. You hear that, chat? The sky is angry. You are now Ant-Man. That's what I'm hoping. We're going to need those superpowers to deal with the decisions we're about to make. Did they actually just abandon me? How long have we been there? Was that actually like hours? Is that you or the game? That is me. That was the thunder from that big bolt of lightning. We got a hurricane going through, you know. It gets a little wild out there at times. Hours since Mom was upset. True, probably. Thor demands a sacrifice. Well, Thor's about to get a sacrifice. You hug Mother tightly. She is here now. Our perception is increased by 1. We are still in it. We're still an inattentive baby. Okay. Alright, it's fine. We're a perceptive, inattentive baby. We're 2 years old now. Hooray. Here's 11:20. Sounds like some stuff's going down. Some people cleaning some stuff, maybe. The Great Descent. You love lightning? It's alright. I'm indifferent to it. Unless it takes out the power or something, then I hate it. Or takes me out. I've felt the buzz of electricity too many times in one life. Another memory. You are still a little child, but you can already talk and run around on your own. Today is out of the ordinary. Father is busy around the house, giving orders to the servants. Throughout the day, the kitchen has been abuzz with work, and there are solemn, gloomy preparations and candles being lit. It's my birthday! Even your older brother Stefan is quiet today. Mother takes your hand and brings you to your sister Gloria. Why, so she can abandon me somewhere again? Take one more, go out with a bang. Maybe, I do live in Florida. You have to go to meetings. Summer school grades are coming up, so alright. Good luck out there, Jorn. My son, today is the Great Descent. We honor the day when the twin gods descended to us. We must spread this day in reference to the gods. You are too young to understand, so just do everything your sister says for now. Gloria takes you to the playroom. There are no toys there, no chairs. Even the carpet has been taken away. There's nothing there but a bare wooden floor. That's depressing. And a candle. There's a candle. Apparently. It's kind of creepy, actually. Today we're not allowed to go to any other rooms, and we'll be eating nothing but gruel and stale bread. On the day of the Great Descent, everyone must be where they belong. It is quiet, usually so. Muffled voices from beyond the door are all you can hear. You are sitting on the cold floor, confused, with no idea what to do. Then you hear your sister's voice, a lonely sound in the empty room. It is a little song that Mother taught her. You hold your breath as you listen to it. Well, don't hold it for too long, so you get brain damage. When the twins came down to earth, they brought lots for every birth. Let us count them 1, 2, 3. The twins made them for you and me. It's a terrible song. It's awful. It's got no tempo, no sense of rhythm. Nobles rule and bravely fight, they protect us with their might. Priests work hard to understand, guide us by the twins' command. Common people work and toil, always patient, never spoiled. I hate this song, it's terrible. Live your lot where you were born to the day you pass when you pass on. See, it's so bad I can't even get it out right. This is an awful children's song. I feel terrible. Know your lot, know the prayer for the twins see everywhere. It's like Santa, but horrible. It's a modern choose-your-own adventure book, isn't it? Basically, yes. You were transfixed by the tune. Well, there's no... What can you can't... No qualifying taste, I guess. Gloria notices your gaze, and a smile creeps across her face. You like the rhyme, don't you, Butterball? Do you know what it's all about? Look, there were 3 lots. They were brought to us by the twins when they descended to us from the Shining Pillar. Remember that pillar of light on the horizon? That's it. You can see the Shining Pillar anytime from anywhere in the world. If you follow your lot as you live, you'll reach the peak of the pillar, and if you don't, you'll get eternal torment at the foot. Oh, not the foot! Oh, jeez. You and I are lowborn. Mom is a commoner, too. So the lot for you and me is to suffer and be patient and work hard. Understand? The priests and the nobles have other lots. The nobles fight and rule over everybody. The priests? Well, I'm not really sure what they do, but I guess they talk to the twins and then teach everybody. Gloria stares at you intently. Did you get it? Silly? Then she shakes her head and keeps singing the song over and over again. Her voice transfixes you, drawing you in. The room starts to glow like the sky. From this light emerge 2 figures you have known ever since the moment of your birth. One of them embraces your sister's shoulder. The other stands guard behind her back. You watch this happening before your very eyes, unable to turn away. Gloria is swaying to the song, unaware of what is happening. She sings the final verses once more. Know your lot and know the prayer. You feel compelled by this divine sight to express yourself somehow. You feel words condensing within you from the light. But what will these words be? I love eternal suffering. Me too! Alright, finish the song properly or sing the last line wrong. 2? We have a 2. 1? We have a tie. We have a tie again. God damn it. We broke it and regained it. We've broken the tie again. Alright, we're going with it. Number 1. Finish the song properly. You join your sister and finish the song the same way you heard it. Know your lot and know the prayer. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. For the twins see everywhere. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. You sing the last... Well, that's usually a creepy sound. Why did it do the creepy noise? You sing the last line together with Gloria. Your sister looks up at you in surprise and gives you a nod. The shining pair standing behind her back turn to look at you. You can feel the gaze piercing you from top to bottom. When the moment passes, they melt into the dim light coming from the window. Gloria turns her head to look at where you were staring. I don't know if that's good or not. That didn't sound good, though. Did you see something, Butterball? Oh, just something delicious on the horizon. Trouble's a-brewin'. You shake your head. Not anymore. Our perception has increased. We are curious now. We are no longer inattentive. We've done it. Ominous. Gloria will remember this. She probably will. Continue. We're a very perceptive baby. We're now 3 years old. We're no longer a baby. We're well into the toddler years now. So we're like a half baby. We're melding out of the babiness. The spring. The origin. You are starting to understand more and more of what the adults say. Your family is an unusual one. Your father is a nobleman, but not by birth. This is a title earned through great service. But your mother is a low-born woman, a commoner. Because of this, you were born a commoner, but father says you may yet come unto nobility. You learn to read at an early age. Together with mother, you read and learn by heart the many poems about the divine twins, the twin gods who reside upon the shining pillar. Mother calls these poems prayers. Again and again, you try to discern the shapes of the gods in the strip of holy light that shines in the sky all day and night, but the light is too blinding to gaze upon. We're already a rebellious soul, look at that. The greatest joy of all is when the stairs are no longer an insurmountable obstacle. Now you can climb and even jump from step to step. Father urges you to be more careful and avoid climbing too high. But even though you keep falling, you never stop being curious about the world around you. Your older brother, Stefan, now spends less and less time playing with Gloria and you. Playing with commoners is beneath a nobleman to be, he says. So Gloria calls him names, and Stefan pulls her pigtails. Oh. One fine evening, Father gathers you all in the sitting room with an announcement. You will have another little brother or sister soon. Gloria asks him to bring home a little sister. Another brother would be too much. Stefan gets frustrated. There are too many little siblings getting in his way as it is. Soon you will be an older brother too, and it doesn't really matter who the youngest will be, a boy or a girl. You will love them the most. That's good, that's good. When Father comes back from his trips, he reads his adult books aloud for you. You find those stories of wars, generals, and rebellions quite enchanting, and Father approves of your fascination. Study hard, and maybe one day you'll become a noble of the mantle and earn your sword. But first, you need to grow up. Growing up. The concept is as terrifying as it is alluring. Eat the half baby. Oh. I got in trouble, apparently. You keep staring at the carpet under your feet. You are both ashamed and proud. And it feels odd. A scratch on your hand stings a little. Stefan is standing next to you, sniffling from pain. Your brother was training in the yard with a wooden sword. You wanted to play with him, but he ended up getting angry and throwing the sword at you. The stick hit you in the shoulder. You picked it up and hit him with it. You're damn right I did. I'll teach him to be a little bitch. Dad reads his adult books? Not that kind of adult book. You know, ones about war and death and slaughter and gore and bloodshed and politics. Come to think of it, he probably should have just grabbed a nudie Mac. It would have been better for my fledgling mental state. Jesus. Well, you see, and then they rounded up the 13 traitors, and one was hung. You could see his face turn blue as the bruise swelled up around his neck. His friend, the co-conspirator, was drawn and quarter, blood splatting everywhere. And then, just for good measure, they beheaded him. Okay. You see Mother's shoes walking to and fro on the carpet. You do not want to look up. You would rather not see her angry. She is not as gentle to you these days. Why did you hurt Stefan, Butterball? You stammer out an explanation. He hit you first. You just hit him back. Is this fair? How dare he pester me like that? When I grow up, I'm gonna hit you with a real sword. Well, fuck you, Brant. Damn. Bro's a sociopath. We're gonna have to kill him before he comes of age or we're gonna die. Mother shashes you both and speaks to you again. Her voice is stern, and yet you can still feel her concern for you. Even if Stefan hits you, you cannot hit him back. You are my son, and I was born a commoner. Our lot is to suffer. But your brother was born from a noble father and a noble mother. His sacrament is coming soon, and then he'll rule over the likes of us. Oh, he's a little bitch. If you hurt a noble, you must be punished. That is your lot. And the sooner you learn it, the better off our entire family will be. Now Stefan looks at you in triumph. You look up at Mother in fear, not sure what to do now. Oh, we unlocked an option. Alright, chat. 1, 2, or 3. We have a oneer. We have a twoer. We have ones. We have ones. So many ones. Okay. We will accept our punishment. You accept your guilt and tell Mother you are ready to be punished. Mother, may I have my punishment now? Please? Okay. You look down and agree with what she just said. You are ready to be punished. You start apologizing to Stefan, but he turns his back on you. Before you can finish, Mother takes your hand and leads you away. You do not want to follow her. Your hands are getting sweaty and your legs are growing heavy. He's weak, Mom's spaghetti. Then suddenly, she stops and bends down closer to you, looking you straight into your eyes. My daily spanking, ma'am. My son, I see you understand our lot now. We do not defy, we suffer. That is our only path to the twins, after all our deaths. Our only way to reach eternal bliss atop the peak of the pillar. Our virtue is meekness. We are humble in our words. We work hard. We think what is right. You have shown all of this. I'm so proud of you. Oh, God. She hugs you, and you finally release the pent-up tears. You feel much more at ease now. When's the beating? Give it to me. I'm ready for it. It's gonna be a surprise. We're not gonna see it coming. Oh, there it is. I see it. Feels good, man. Feels like fate. You were flogged in front of your entire family. Well, nothing good on TV tonight. Grab the flogging cane. The pain burns on your skin again and again, but you feel the touch of the divine law with each blow. That's not good. Okay. Stephen Brant, our relationship has changed. We've gained one. Sympathy. Am I sympathetic to him or is he sympathetic to me? It's a mystery. Lydia Brandt, status grateful. Cool. Your mother remembers what you did for her. Oh, good. Fantastic. Thanks, Ma. I'll remember what you did for me, too. Appreciate it. We lost willpower. Fuck. Okay. We have 5 willpower. We're doing great. We're ready for action. It's all that matters. Oh. Pain. Oh God, our 3rd year's a long one. Mother mostly stays in her chambers now. With each passing day, she grows heavier and her features get rounder. It gets difficult for her to walk, but she still smiles all the time. One day, she takes your hands and puts them on her big belly, and you feel a movement deep inside her. You will have another brother or sister soon. Gloria takes you on walks to the yard now. You explore the yard together under the evening light of the pillar, and she sings you songs and tells you amazing stories. Hey, Butterball, do you want to hear a rhyme? I wrote it myself. Not if it's like the last one. There's even a bit about you, but don't tell anyone, okay? Writing poems and songs is only for nobles. If Mommy hears about it, I'll get flogged. Remember how you got flogged for hitting Stefan? I'd do it again, too! Our judge is my second father. In the past, I had another. Mother says the twins are great. Says we should not fight our fate. Arthur loves to jump around. Please don't fall down on the ground. See, I wrote a little rhyme. Please don't tell them it is mine. Oh, that was still part of the... Oh, okay. Fair enough. It's very meta. But today your sister is nowhere to be seen. She promised to take you to the old pond and show you the red frogs that live there. But then she vanished. The servants join you in your search. Even Mother leaves her chambers when she hears the commotion. Finally, you find Gloria in the far corner of the garden. She is holding a quill and sheets of paper covered in poetry. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I did it! I did it! She got bars? Yeah. Mother becomes angry the moment she sees it. She looks through the poetry and her face grows dark with rage. Gloria is standing before her, wringing her hands and looking for an opportunity to run. But there seems to be no escape. Is that me up in the tree? Why is the baby in the tree? That's what she's angry about. Now the poet. There's a baby in the tree! Why is the baby in the tree? That's what she's angry about. There's a freaking baby up in the... I'm 3 years old. I'm in the tree. Holy crap. This family's dysfunctional. What is this nonsense, Gloria? We talked about this. You were told to take care of your little brother. You are absolutely not allowed to entertain yourself with his writing. I can decide that for myself, Mom. Oh, God, it's gonna be 2 floggings now. No, you cannot. It has already been decided by the gods. And he's not a little brother anymore. He doesn't need a nanny. And I need some time alone to think for myself. I'm not hurting anyone. You are a commoner and a future wife. It's time you learn how to properly care for children. Had your disgraceful former father kept me in his house, you could have been born a noble. But that is not our fate. And you are absolutely forbidden from ever spoiling paper and wasting ink again. What, did they harvest it from, like, squids or something? Is ink precious? It's tough to get it out of them squids, you know. It's a real awkward... It's not easy. Mother grabs Gloria firmly by the hand and takes you both into the house. The scribbled sheets fly into the fireplace. Gloria sobs violently. You are a bystander to the scene, unsure of how to act. Chat! 1, 2, or 3. We can't get the true 1, so now we get 1, 2, or 3. Which is technically 2, 3, and 4, but we're gonna ignore that. 3. Leave the room. 3, 2. So far, 3s are taking. 2. Never mind. 2. We tied. We 2s and 3s. Comfort is not a number. That's a 2. Okay. So we have 2. We have 2. 2s are taking. Okay, 2s are got it. Phew. All right. You come for Gloria and say that Mother is wrong. Mother leaves. The last of your sister's poetry burns away in the fireplace. You walk up to your crying sister and take her by the hand. None of this is her fault, you say. What Mother did is wrong and far too harsh. Gloria sniffles before speaking. But I did leave you all alone. You're not mad at me, really? You nod in reassurance. Gloria embraces you. Butterball, you're the best little brother in the world. You damn right I am. I'm such a good brother. Damn, I'm good. The two of you make a little deal. She promises to tell you when she wants to be alone, and you promise to protect her and her secrets, always. Fair enough. We've gained relationship. And she is grateful. We're gaining favors all over the place. Gloria, the illegitimate daughter of your mother Lydia. She has never met her real father. Her position in the family is precarious. Robert Brant has never acknowledged her as his own daughter. Your sister is a dreamer. She often has her head in the clouds and can act recklessly at times. Oh, true. Okay. Sympathy. I still don't know what the sympathy is all about. I don't know. I don't know who's sympathetic. Maybe we're both sympathetic to each other. My willpower is depleting. Oh, God. We were a willful child once. Wait, we get nothing out of that deal, Gloria. True, that's why I lose my willpower, apparently. Only was the second time she abandoned us. It's okay, true. We don't, it's 3 strikes and you're out sort of deal. Winter, the coming sacrament. Maybe it means empathy, Joe. I don't know. Mother is in her armchair, knitting woolen jackets, pants, and socks for the little one. The baby will need to be kept warm, she says. Father spends less time at home now. Mother says he's very busy with his important job. He is a judge, after all. One day you decide to ask Mother about Stefan and Gloria. How come they're brother and sister to you, but not siblings to each other? Well, my dear, I didn't give birth to Stefan, you see. He's the son of another mother, and Gloria is the daughter of another father. Come now, don't knit your brow like that. You'll understand when you're older. Very dysfunctional. How is that even possible? You're all family, are you not? Several days later, Mother calls Stefan and Gloria to the sitting room. You sneak in after them. At first, Mother gets angry and asks you to leave. But then she relents. You are told to sit still. Be quiet. Remember every word you hear. When you enter the temple, bow to the twins. First to the elder on the right, and then to the younger on the left. Stefan, you're a nobleman to be. So walk along the side paved with marble, where the benches are. Gloria, you walk along the sharp side. The sharp side. What does that mean? When you're there, you must get down on your knees, each on your own side. Stefan, kiss the sword. Gloria, my daughter, they will strike you with a lash. Don't be afraid of it. Resign yourself to the suffering it brings. It is the blessing of your lot. Gloria doesn't like the idea of the lash. Yeah, well, you know. There's a tense feeling in your chest as well. You were told to remember this. Will the lash strike you too one day? Definitely. On the next day, they take your brother and sister to the temple. You run towards them when they finally come back. The back of Gloria's dress is soaked with blood. She's hunched a bit, sobbing quietly. Stefan is putting on airs, acting prouder than ever. Nothing else looks different about them. It's like it all is the same, and yet everything has changed. Each of them has accepted their lot. You see, when you spend willpower for decisions, Joe. Can't wait for telling Lydia to shut the fuck up, peasant. I mean, it basically already does. My relation went down. Oh, because he's a noble now. So, yeah, he's indifferent. Ah, so that's his feeling towards me. He is now indifferent. Look at that smug, shitty... That's a punchable face there, Chad. That's a very punchable face. I'm gonna punch that face. Indifferent, my ass. Indifferent. I'm gonna hit you with another sword. Unity. Represents how close and trusting your family is. It affects the fate of your family members. Well, yeah, you know. We're at disagreements. Very nice. Kind of in the middle. It's a good place to be, I guess. You know, every family has its disagreements. Our unity went down by one, but that's because, you know, one got whipped while the other kissed a sword, and I'm not sure that's a euphemism. Everyone was on their knees, though. That's all I can say. Brother and sister sacrament. Year 1122. Your siblings, Stefan and Gloria, took their first sacrament at the temple. A newborn's cry. You eye the little bundle in your father's arms with curiosity. Behind the many layers of swaddling glows is your newborn baby brother. Mother is glowing and smiling with joy. Stefan and Gloria are also there. All excited. You promise yourself you're going to be the best big brother in the world. You'll never hit him. Oh no. The two of you will play together, and tease Stefan together, and help Mother together, and go on so many adventures together. It feels so strange to be an older brother. Just the other day you were the youngest in the family, but everything is different now. Your parents' name, your little brother Nathan, and Mother spends all day and night by his side. And Nathan cries all the time, day and night. Mother barely gets any sleep. She is so worn out, she starts forgetting things. Like today, for instance, she forgot her knitting in the armchair in the sitting room. You'd better bring it back to her as soon as possible. You run to Mother's bedroom. You miss her smile so much. You walk in without saying hello and give her the knitting, but instead of gratitude, you get an ice cold, exhausted stare. Nathan is also there, screaming all the time. He's one of those babies. He's colicky. Oh no. But what's Destiny? Destiny! Okay. Perfect. That's alright, that's things that can happen. Familiar with that? Personality, age 4 years. Estate, lowborn. Occupation, growing up. 0 deaths. Alright, so this is everything that's going on. House of Brant. Tarnished honor. Oh. Our honor is tarnished. Moderate means, alright. And yeah, okay. Heir, Stefan Brant. I will replace that someday after I kill him in what looks like an accident. Our family tree. Gregor Brant, grandfather. Amalia L. Bourne, ex-wife. Dead. Oh. Oh. Butterball Brant, that's me. Nathan Brant looks kind of, well, Nathan Brant's got some issues there. Okay. Apparently that's what he's going to look like someday. It's a tough one. How do we get back to the chapter? Back to scene. There we go. Alright. Go away, Butterball. You're bothering me. She spits these words out through her teeth. You look at the bawling newborn. She can't even get a minute of respite. Enough already. When are you going to stop? I just want some peace and quiet. Mother leaps across the room and starts shaking Nathan with malice in her eyes. His cries get even louder. She looks so tired from his never-ending screams. She seems to be within an inch of smashing him against the wall. Somebody has to do something. You are scared of your mother right now, but you fear for Nathan's life much more. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Three. 1, 2. God damn it. Her line life is to suffer. Alright, so we got twos. We got two twos. Believe it doesn't cost willpower. I don't know what costs willpower and what doesn't. There's no telling. All I know is these are options we unlocked based on decisions prior. Okay. Number 2 it is. I'm not hovering. We're making our decisions without any foreknowledge. None whatsoever. You try your best to bring her back to her senses. Mother keeps shaking Nathan violently, and you cannot stay away any longer. He is no longer bawling. He is shrieking. Just leave me alone. But then out comes your voice, so loud it drowns out their cries. No, it's not Nathan's fault, Mother. You're just tired. Please don't do anything to my little brother. If you have to punish somebody, punish me instead. He's too young. He won't understand. Your mother freezes and looks at you. Her eyes, 2 narrow slits. Her stare is cold and full of pure wrath. So pure you cannot help but recoil in fear. Are you trying to teach me how to take care of a child? Are you giving me lessons on calming a newborn baby? You're so insolent, insipid, nagging, know-it-all. It's time you learned your place. Make me suffer. Oh. She puts Nathan on the bed sheets, then moves towards you. You step back, but a closed door blocks your way. She slaps you across the face. Your ears ring from the heavy blow, and your cheek burn from her wrath. You wince and close your eyes, expecting a second slap, but nothing comes. Nothing but Mother's heavy breath and Nathan's shrill cries. Then there is a knock at the door. You step aside. Father walks in. He looks at you clutching a reddened cheek. At the bawling baby. At Mother, her eyes red with rage and tears. Her breath heavy and ragged. Go to your room, son. I'll join you soon. You do as you're told. Back in your room, you press your aching cheek against the cold window, hurt and dazed by what just happened. Soon enough, Nathan stops crying. You hear Father's heavy footsteps in the hallway. He comes into your room and sits on the bed next to you. Son, please do not be angry with your mother. The twins know she wishes nobody any harm. This is a difficult time for her, but we will make it through it as a family. You stepped up to protect your brother. You acted like a nobleman today. I'm proud of you. Your mother and Nathan are resting now. How bad does it hurt? You shake your head. Not bad, but your hand still aches to clutch the cheek. Father embraces you with a sorrowful smile and gingerly pats you on the head as you press your forehead into his housecoat. Things grow calm now. The trouble has passed, and you are quietly happy. Determination increased. We are still spineless. I don't know if I want to rebel against the nobles or become a noble. It's a tough one. Become a noble and set self on fire. Understood. Exactly. That's the only way. It's the only answer. Nathan's birth. Your younger brother Nathan's born. Wasn't he already born? Wait. Maybe that means we're concluding that chapter. It's in the books now. Eat the baby. Mama almost did. It would have been a tough one to explain to the neighbors. Baby flying out the window like a football. Oh no. Toy soldiers. We're 5 years old now? I think we're 5. You wake up to Father's touch on your shoulder. He is finally back home after a long trip. Butterball, today is your special day. The day when you begin your studies. Now teachers will be coming to our home to teach you, and you must do everything they say. Be diligent in your studies, and you will grow closer to the nobleman's lot. And since you must remember this day, a present is in order. Lydia, get our little schoolboy dressed. I am taking him to the market district. Stefan wants to come with you too, but Father shushes him sternly. This is your day. Your other brother is hurt to hear this, but stays quiet. Ha! Take that, you little bitch. That's what you get. An open carriage takes the two of you through the dusty, noisy city streets, a pleasant wind hustling your hair. Your city is called Enzot. That you already know. It is one of the largest cities in the entire empire. There is a big shadow on the street. It comes from the white foliage of an enormous tree that spreads its branches all above the city. My son, did you know that the silver tree grew up from the blood of our God's own disciples? It has been growing here for hundreds of years, right in our city. It cannot be damaged or burned. Not even the clergy know why. The carriage comes to a halt by a small shop next to a city square. You run there and freeze by the stalls in excitement. The shop is packed with dolls and figurines and toys. You've never seen so many at once before. Have you chosen your present yet? Father asks. You have. You want the Holy Order set, which includes several figurines of the Empire's greatest warriors of all time. You rattle off everything you know about the Holy Order. They were the ones who aided the Emperor's own forces in seizing the province of Magra and storming our city. That's how we joined the Empire. Father nods in approval. Very well. War isn't your lot for now, but maybe these toy soldiers will teach you to think like a general. We will lead them into battle and study military strategy. Go ahead, take your present. Having said this, Father turns away to examine the books. You run to the box of toy soldiers, delirious with excitement. But there is a fancy-dressed boy in your way. He is about to take your warriors for himself. He elbows you aside and reaches for the box. Anger overcomes you and you push him from behind. Your opponent falls to the floor. The rich boy screams so loudly everybody... Jesus, did I shove him or beat the hell out of him? So loudly everybody in the shop hears it. He hit me! He hit me! A tall tower of a man looms over you. This is the boy's father. But then you feel your own father's hands on your shoulders. What happened? You press against Father, your mind more at ease now. He will protect you. Yes, you shoved the boy to the floor in front of everyone, but he tried to take your present for himself. Father turns you around to face him when he hears these words. Oh boy. Is it true, Butterball? Did you strike the son of a nobleman? I chat 1, 2, or 3. Blood for the blood god. Deny your guilt, tell him the truth, or admit your guilt. So far, 2 is in the lead. 2 is in a strong lead. Okay, 2 it is. You tell Father that you repaid the impudent boy in kind. It isn't fair to blame you without letting you speak too. You didn't want to shove the stupid boy, he was the one who shoved you first. But the angry nobleman, the boy's father, will not let you finish. Nobody cares a whit for your so-called truth, little lowborn. The law is the law, and your punishment is due. Your father nods in agreement to these words, no matter how sad they may make him. Oh. They lead you and the nobleman's son out of the shop. You are told to bow to him and show humility. A bad feeling sends shivers down your spine. With a satisfied grin on his face, the boy swings his arm and slaps you on the cheek. He strikes you again and again. That is a very manly fist for a boy. What the fuck? Enough. He got what he deserved. We're leaving. Get out of our way. Your head is swimming from the heavy blows. You return to your senses back in your bed. Your servants treating your face. Father stays by your side all day. Determination. We're no longer spineless, chat. We're now active. The morning after, you find a little box in your bed with the tin soldiers of the Holy Empire, the Holy Orders inside. You paid dearly for your stubbornness. The Holy Empire, is Charlemagne in there? Well, hey, we got some determined. We're determined. I see only gain here. Yeah. Oh god. It's another year. We're 6 years old. We're gonna grow up, chat. Poggers, we still got the toys. Indeed. Summer, the family dinner. Today, Father ordered the dinner table to be brought out into the yard. For the first time in months, he's home, outside of the confines of his always locked study. He spent the entire day playing with Nathan and you, discussing various matters with Stefan, now an adolescent, and walking in the garden, and now at dinner under the open sky. Your entire family gathers together, with Father at the head of the table, smiling. He asks each of you about your studies. Nathan climbs up on his knee and recites a counting rhyme in a funny sing-song voice. Stefan, hey, Nathan's getting older. He's learning to count. Cool. Stefan mentions that his fencing teacher praised his accomplishments. He rises from the table together with Father to show his skill on a practice duel. Next comes Gloria's turn. She stands on her chair and recites a lengthy prayer by heart. Mother showers your sister with praise. Father chuckles quietly, hiding a smile on his mustache. When your turn comes, you recite all the ranks of the Legion, from common soldier to high commander. Stefan listens to you with a skeptical look on his face. Skeptical? Skeptical! Night slowly falls, but the servants ensure that the yard is well illuminated. You don't feel cold in the dusk tonight. It feels good, yet so important. All of you are finally together, sitting at the same table. No fighting, just smiles. No arguing, just pleasant small talk. Then a servant approaches Father with a letter in his hand. He reads it in the dim light, and each line gradually washes a smile off Father's face until only a stone-cold mask remains. Mother looks at Father with an unspoken question in her eyes. Gregor Brante is coming back to Anazot. He's the head of our family. My father. There seems to be some daddy issues. Grandfather's return. Your grandfather, Gregor Brante, returned to the family home from the capital. He's pretty old. Daddy's old, so he's real old. Ever since the news of grandfather's impending arrival, there has not been a single day when the house has not been cleaned or decorated. Your parents anxiously make sure everything is in order. They tell you to wash your face and hands after walks, and scold you for leaving books on the floor. They tell Gloria she will be flogged if she is ever seen hiding in the attic. They make Stefan stay in his room. Even baby Nathan gets in trouble. Everyone is on edge. And one day grandfather arrives. It is a grim day, so hot your neck is sticky with sweat. Father, Mother, Stefan, Gloria, and you. And Nathan. The entire Brante family stands on the porch in front of the house. The house servants lined up behind you. The carriage arrives, and out steps a tall, gaunt old man with a heavy walking stick and a heavier gaze. You cringe instinctively. Oh no. Next flogging! Here it comes! Good health to you, Father. Children, greet your grandfather as you have been taught. Still trying to look like a real nobleman, are you? You can't fool me, Rabbit. I was the first of the Brante family to be ennobled by the mantle, and I'm the only one who remembers how to bear this burden properly. I live honorably by my lot. Your marriage to that low-born wench cut us off from ever becoming nobles of the sword. My progeny could have been born bearing noble blood. Father, I beg you, this is not the place. Grandfather eyes him with scorn and walks into the house, the entire family following close behind him. I have been away for far too long. The entire house is a mess. This is an insult. How can you live in such a pigsty, Robert? The servants have grown far too lazy, all thanks to your commoner of a wife. I warned you, did I not? And yet you did as you saw fit. And the children, what do they know of tradition or honor? They are being raised in a virtuous family, Father. And now you're speaking like a lowborn who's content to live in humility. Twins willing, now that I'm here, this will not happen again. I am taking your oldest son to the capital. I see you cannot provide Stefan with a proper education, so I will correct your mistake. Your brother's fate has been decided just like that. Father does not object. He orders the servants to prepare Stefan for the journey. Stefan freezes in place, glancing at grandfather and father again and again. The latter puts a hand on his shoulder reassuringly. Grandfather's lips are a tight line, white with contempt. He seems like a lovely man. The house is examined, room after room. Everything grandfather sees is showered with scorn. He scoffs at a crease on a blanket in Nathan's crib in mother's bedroom. He mocks Gloria's knitting in her room. The door to your room is next. It's fine, there's just a couple of bodies in there.
What is this, Robert? 10 soldiers in your younger son's room? He was born a commoner. I won't have him daydreaming of battle.
Grandfather seizes the box containing the 10 warriors of the Holy Order. Your father stays silent. Anger and fear boil within you. This is your big present from the first day of your studies. It means so much to you. What if he's right? What if you need to prove your right to command the toy soldiers first? Grandfather shakes his head in disapproval and shoves the toy box into the roaring fireplace. If you wait too long, they will melt in the flames. Oh, mind the crusty socks. I don't think we're quite that old yet. We have 2 options. Burst into tears or strike grandfather. 1, 2. So far, 1's taking it. We're gonna burst into tears. 2, we're tied. Oh, no, there's 3 2s. 2s are taking it. We're gonna die, chat. This is gonna be our first death. We're gonna be a dead 6-year-old. Cool. This stream can't air in Germany anymore. I know what he did. Overwhelmed by helpless rage, you run to grandfather and kick him in the leg with all the strength you can muster. Yet he is immovable. The next thing you see is him leaning, towering over you menacingly, his heavy walking stick in hand.
Well-born scum, how dare you raise a hand to me?
The blow hits home. So like a crunch. The handle of the walking stick is as heavy as a rock. You are dazed, robbed of both hearing and sight. Down comes another blow. A sharp pain splits your head, then darkness. Your hand twitches against your will. Then, again and again, like it is trying to catch a flying butterfly, and then you fall into the primordial void. The void takes away a part of you, one of the lives you were given to live. It will never return. There is pain and desperation and a sense of loss. Nothing can be done now. First death. At 6 years old, we did it! You fall into a pain that embraces you like a soft featherbed. You feel light, free. There are no restraints, just a warm glow that envelops you in its secure embrace. The waves carry you. Their touch is soft. They delicately enshroud what was once your body. It is a feeling unlike anything you have ever experienced before, something absolute and complete. You touch something greater, the reason behind everything, the reason for your very existence. You were sculpted from this light. It was the first thing you ever felt, a boundless and sincere unity of the diverse. Your beginning was a spark that cast its light in all directions, and now you are here again, one with the beginning of everything. The light gleaming from you resembles the light of the shining pillar. You still see it, in the north as always. The waves of light carry you to 2 figures. The elder is nearest. He is ready to accept you. He is quiet, wise, kind, and pure. The younger waits further back. You do not know what he is yet. The waves pause at the elder's feet. He leans over you and plants a feather-like kiss on your forehead. The kiss spreads all over you. You are filled with unparalleled delight and bliss. You exist. You are unique. There is no one else like you. They know this, and they love you. You will never be alone. You are a part of them, part of your family, a part of this universe. The twin gods will never leave you. They watch over you constantly. The elder softly touches you as you lie spread out amongst the waves, sending you further down the torrent of light. You float on to the top of the silver tree's spreading crown. The closer you get to the silver tree, the heavier you become. The wave draws you down along its trunk, but you do not wish to part with the warmth and softness, with the love. You turn around. The elder is still watching you. He nods. All is as it should be. Go, your time has not yet come. You must return to the world now. As you tumble down toward your body, You comprehend the true meaning of your lesser death, the divine love that has been revealed to you. Love exists not only in the hereafter, it is present in the entire design of the twins. That is the origin of all life in this world. What is the manifestation of this love in your mortal life? We have a choice to make. Your toy soldiers still got burned. Yes. Don't burn my toy soldiers. They did. They're still melting. Unless we spawn in the fire. So our choices are Empire, Lot, Family, Cause, Yourself, or Remain Silent. 1 through 6. Lot. What is Cause? Don't know. The love the gods have for you is so great that they allow you to change the world they have created, to influence it with your deeds. Whatever your mission is, it is a proof of the twin gods' love for you. I'm trying not to reveal too much before we make decisions, but Cause was kind of vague, so we'll go with that. The rest of it's pretty obvious. So what do we have? We have Empire, Lot, Self, and Cause. We have a bunch of different answers. Alright. Hell's Lot. That's your position in the world. Accepting the fact that I am a lowborn, born to suffer. And through suffering, I will reach my eternity of acceptance by this old geezer here. Or a D6. We have enough people to vote here. True. Or a D6. Do I have I don't have a D6. Alright, hold on. And you gotta throw it. Yeah, you gotta throw your lot in, yeah. Verbally at Dan, definitely. I think this'll do it. Was this the command for it? Nah, it's not the command for it. We have a roll. Oh, is it roll? Well, that one's fucked, so never mind. That is the command. Apparently it needs fixed. Got it. Alright, hold on. I got the solution. Everything's available on the internet. Just gotta know where to look. Okay. Here we go. 6? Oh, only 1. Okay. And roll. The answer is 3. What is 3? Family. Okay. Family it is. Nice command. It's a great command when it works. I don't know why it's broken. I guess they changed the, variables. Our family sucks. Well, not all of them. Nathan seems like he might be okay, and Gloria's fine. This is the way. If he can't decide, then the dice decides. True. Love always lives in kindred blood. You share the miracle of life and the universe with your kin. Your family is what you are given upon being born, and what you leave behind when you depart. A sudden comprehension of love with which the entire world is imbued illuminates your mind, but then fades away and vanishes. You regain the sensation of your flesh. It is heavy and unwieldy. It lacks that lightness, that light. It is a burden. It is smothering you. That's not bad either so far. Yeah. Honestly, it's mostly Stefan. Stefan's a little son of a bitch, and Grandpa can go die of a heart attack at any time now. You gasp for air. Your chest expands painfully. You feel as though your lungs are about to burst. The stagnant odor of the crypt fills them, revolting, but so real. You are back. They put me in the crypt already? Don't they know I come back 4 times? Isn't that like a standard thing? Then you smell a sickly, moist smell. You feel dampness all around you. You come back to your senses in the gloom of the family crypt, lying flat on a stone slab. Your parents are on their way to the crypt right now. You hear their muffled voices. They are arguing, and against all rules, Mother will not agree with Father.
Why would Sir Gregor do this? He just took one of our child's lives.
Oh, okay. So it's just standard being thrown in the crypt. Okay. Yeah, maybe a bed would be nice or something. Lydia, my father is our family's head, and the boy raised a hand to him. There was nothing we could do. Father admit that he was too hard on him. Father did admit, yeah, a little after the death, unfortunately. Please do not anger Sir Gregor. You need to accept this. It will never happen to any of our children ever again. Their voices grow quiet as they lean over you. You lean on your elbows to try and get up from the stone. Mother gingerly wraps her cloak over your naked body as you shiver from the cold.
My son, your first death came far too soon. I know it may be difficult to realize what happened, but know this, the twin gods are ever merciful. You are a child and your time to leave for the hereafter has not yet come. You will be returned here by the gods twice more, but do not tempt fate again, and never ever defy those who can easily take your life. Butterball, you have angered your grandfather greatly. Do not stand in Sir Gregor's way ever again, and he will never hurt you again. For now, just stay away from him.
Father stays a step away from you, not saying a word. When Mother finishes talking, he picks you up and carries you outside. Together, your parents take you from the family crypt. We will make it happen again. You can die multiple times through decapitation, probably. On your way out of the crypt, you take a moment to touch your head. It is perfectly fine. There is no sign of the blow. Back home, Grandfather is still walking through the house examining the rooms. You can see that Stefan and Gloria are disturbed by what just happened. Nathan starts crying when he sees you. The playroom still reeks of burnt paint. There is something new about you now. A pitch-black stripe on your left arm. It looks like a strange bit of dirt at first, but it will not wash off. It will be like that forever, Mother explains. That is all she will say of it. Relations! Oh, good! Our relations went down with Grandpa Death. The head of the Brante family and a nobleman of the mantle, a senior judge at the Amazon Prefecture. He was the first person in the family to get an education and achieve a noble title. His dream is to see his family ennobled by the sword. A cruel and fierce demeanor, a defender of the ancient order, he is constantly preoccupied with arranging the future of his family line. My determination has gone up. We are very determined. Our perception has gone up. We're now curious. We were already curious. We died. Do we need to scrub our blood up off the floor now? Nah, Gloria probably took care of it. It's fine. Beyond. Event has happened. Condition. Suffer your first death. Hooray! As a small child, you suffer your first death in rebirth. We only get one per stage, everybody. We almost made it through the young years. Alive. Almost. Year 1124, Fall. The Master of the House. Hopefully that's what happened to the Master of the House. He fell on his way down the porch and broke his neck. That was his fourth life. Whew, he squandered the first three. Soon Grandfather leaves, your elder brother Stefan goes with him. From that day on, Father's hired teachers tend to you alone. They bore you with monotonous lectures on writing, counting, and the way of life in the blessed Archnean Empire. You often distract yourself from their instruction by playing with your younger brother Nathan. Your home grows quiet without your elder brother. Too quiet. Weeks later, your family receives a letter from Stefan. Grandfather has sent him to a boarding school for nobles, and he is now studying hard in preparation for his service as a nobleman. The rules here are way too strict. You can't even sneeze without the teacher's permission. But I've been studying with my peers. We're learning how to live as nobles in a noble society. We're also learning the art of swordplay. That's my favorite part. With Stefan now at the boarding school, Grandfather arrives once more, this time to live in your home. The only good thing is that he often has urgent business in Eterna, the capital of the Empire, and has to travel there. One day you ask Mother where he lived before. In Eterna, she says, but now his place is here. Each time Grandfather returns, he gives the servants new orders. Your home is now always busy with repairs. The servants are redecorating Grandfather's chambers, including his library and sitting room. Sometimes Father tries to gently talk him out of this. Why subject the house to constant reconstruction? Grandfather's answer is always the same.
This home is mine, and I will live here as befits a man of the nobility.
Some days Grandfather stays home, and on those days you try your best to stay out of his sight. But there is no way you can avoid family breakfast. The food is there, but you cannot bring yourself to eat it. Mother's eyes are red and swollen. She has been crying all night again. Grandfather sits at the head of the table, where nobody used to sit before.
He's killing this family! Robert, it is high time your youngest sons underwent their sacraments. Sir Brant, please, let him live free of the lot for a while longer there, but... Shut your mouth! Robert, that wife of yours is impertinent enough to interrupt me. If this ever happens again, she'll be eating her gruel with the servants in the kitchen where she belongs. It is time you considered a real marriage, Robert. One to a woman of the proper station.
Gloria drops her fork. Grandfather shoots her a scathing look. A tear rolls down Mother's cheek. Father does not look away from the plate, his hands clenched into fists. Throw Father in the fire! Do it! Do it! Grandpa's tearing us apart!
Baroness El Lodar is one such woman. She is a comely widow, within a fine match. She is suing for her inheritance right now and could use proper support and a husband. You can keep your lowborn Lydia around if you like, servant mistress, I don't care.
I will not do that, Father.
I am the head of this family, and the family's standing took a severe blow after you married that commoner. It is unthinkable. How could you give up the memory of beautiful Amalia Elborn for this lowly woman and that bastard child of hers? But now you have a chance to set things right. Don't disappoint me.
Father nods curtly, trying not to look in Mother's direction. Father, I wish to see Stefan.
If I find your conduct in the Baroness's presence satisfactory enough, then you may see him. She is coming for a visit tomorrow. Be prepared.
Grandfather wipes his mouth with his napkin, throws it onto his plate, and leaves. Mother's lips move silently. Nobody says a word. Then Father stands up and orders you and the other children back to your rooms. He needs to speak to Mother in private. Father comes to your room before bedtime. He sits on the edge of the bed and adjusts a crease on the woolen blanket. He distanced himself from you after Stefan's departure, so you are not used to such attention from him. In the candlelight, you can see his face in the dark. There's a sour expression on it. My son, Baroness Emma Elodar, will be visiting us tomorrow. Please be polite and treat her with respect. Nathan will do as you do. I want this dinner to be as immaculate as possible. Don't let me down. On the next day, Mother starts dressing you and Nathan for the coming dinner. You see red all around her eyes. She has been crying, and for a long time. It hurts just to look at her. Nathan starts whining quietly.
Dad, I don't think we can become noble anymore.
Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. Get to bed now, alright, enjoy your rest, amends. You and Nathan are dressed in new doublets. Your tousled hair brushed into shape. Gloria is told to stay in her room. Father appears wearing his best suit. Mother is in a humble brown dress, looking pale. Grandfather has an uncharacteristically contented look about him. You hear the sound of wheels and hooves against the cobbles in the yard. Then a pair of dainty heels come clacking. The antechamber is completely quiet and still. Fearing Grandfather's observant eye, the door opens. You see your guest, a beautiful, dark-haired woman in a dress of elegant deep blue. Father takes the hand of Lady El Ludar and kisses it, showering her in compliments. Grandfather's face is beaming in her presence. No one even bothers to introduce Mother. She's twirling her hair! Oh god, that's never a good sign. I think it burned when we kicked Grandpa in the shin. Fuck Grandpa! I'll take his title from him.
Baroness, allow me to introduce you to Robert's sons.
Butterball. We may have determined our fate with our name, to be fair.
Butterball and Nathan Brant. Frankly, it's his eldest, Stefan, who deserves the most attention, but currently he is studying in Eterna, with the other young noblemen like himself. It is my hope that his younger sons will also make me proud one day.
Grandfather's eyes you with a probing look. How will you act in front of the Baroness? Will you accept her here next to your mother, your father's rightful wife? We have 3 options, chat. 1, 2, and 3. Greet the Baroness politely. Walk away with mother. Maintain your composure. 3, 1. 1. We have 2 1s. Okay. It's looking like 1 takes it. You approach Baroness El Lodar and kiss her hand, following father's example. Keep the noble dream alive. Well, I don't know if this'll help. Dying hurt. It wasn't that bad. Honestly, I almost didn't want to come back. You follow father's example and kiss the Baroness's fingers gently. Her laughter fills the antechamber, ringing like chimes. You gallantly offer to lead her to the sitting room. Lady El Lodar graciously agrees. Behind your back, you can hear mother sobbing. Sorry, old mom. I have to butter up to new mom. Fucking awkward. Okay. We did it. Oh. We did it. Grandfather and Baroness El Lodar engage in small talk over dinner. She tells him of the woes of litigation over her late husband's inheritance, and he advises her like the judge he is. Father is mostly silent, only getting in a word or two. You do your absolute best to behave yourself. After the decorous farewells to Lady El Lodar, Father quietly thanks you for your model behavior. The morning after, he leaves for Eterna with Grandfather to visit Stefan. Mother spends almost an entire day in her bedroom. You cannot bring yourself to speak to her. Gotta become super noble to save the family. True, probably. Mama's indifferent to us now. We lost the gratefulness. Oh, she's still grateful, but now she's indifferently grateful. Okay. Father returns from the capital in a quiet rage. You overhear your parents talking. Apparently, Grandfather has already poisoned Stefan's mind against him, and he greeted Father with cold hostility. The name of Baroness El Lodar is never mentioned in the house again. Oh. Oh. Well, Stefan was a little bitch anyway. Not surprising. Probably didn't even need Grandpa just helping that. He probably did it himself. The ungrateful cur. Well, we gained a lot of... Damn. Daddy likes us. He's not grateful to us, but he likes us. Okay. Well, good, excellent. Well, we've undone the damage of the whole shin-kicking thing. Can I kick his other shin now? Our reputation has gone up by 1. Our unity is plummeting, though. Our unity is sinking rapidly. Hey, look, we're modest position. We went up a tier. Hooray. I was worried about that. 7 years old. We're growing up so fast, chat. A kaleidoscope. Father now checks on your studies often and nitpicks you for sitting or eating or speaking in an incorrect fashion. Once he became so annoyed, he says... Wait, what? Once he became... Okay, it's just a weird structure to that sentence, but I think it's technically correct. Once he becomes so annoyed. Once. I feel like there should be a comma there. Once he becomes so annoyed. It's not that he's becoming annoyed now, it's that before he was annoyed. Yeah, they missed a comma. It makes that sentence much more confusing. Once he becomes so annoyed, he says that he wishes Stefan had been the one to stay home instead of you. Oh! You never expected to hear these words from your father, of all people. Grandfather's trip to the capital took longer than expected. It feels lighter around the house without his presence. You allow yourself a little change of scenery. Instead of your room, you now busy yourself with reading and calculations in the sitting room across from the open door to the yard. Gloria has joined you today. She has already helped you progress through several complex passages in the book. Right now, she seems preoccupied with a strange tube. Aren't you hurt by the way Grandfather treats you? You ask. Gloria just shrugs. Grandfather always says they should get rid of me. I'm used to it now. He hurts you a lot worse because you're closer to him. I just have to stay out of his way, that's it. She shows you the strange tube she's been holding all day. Look, it's a kaleidoscope. I got it as a gift. To see inside? Excited by the idea, you close the book and peer into the tiny hole on one end of the tube. Your eye sees a multitude of intricate patterns. Each turn of the tube reveals a new web of interwoven colors. They mesmerize you. The kaleidoscope turns the fire burning in the fireplace into a cavalry made of flames. You are riding at the front of the fiery horsemen, ready to face the enemy. Grandfather's face emerges from the intersecting lines, and you swing the kaleidoscope like a sword, cutting it in half. Now you look at the blue sky through the window. The patterns are unending, secretive and calm and peaceful, just like Father's smile before Grandfather's invasion. The deep blue gives way to the scattering of gold, radiating gentle warmth, like Mother's arms. This fleeting beauty too soon gives way to a hypnotic new pattern. Again and again you see your family in these interconnected figures as they come together and break apart. And in the middle of this golden glow you see Gloria's green eyes gazing at you observantly. Your sister left you long ago. The books are abandoned, and time slips away unchecked, but you are still busy peering into the kaleidoscope. Order emerges from the chaos before your eyes again and again, but you cannot preserve it no matter how hard you try. You are caught in an inner conflict. There is so much that can be done with this kaleidoscope. Should you take it apart, or ask Gloria how it works, or keep enjoying the patterns it shows you? But you still have lessons to do today. 1, 2, or 3. Take the kaleidoscope apart, keep looking through the kaleidoscope, or return it to your studies. A 3. A 3. Oh, it looks like 3's taking it. That's an easy one. Alright. It's unanimous, I suppose. Return to your studies? You choose to finish your studies first and share the discoveries with Gloria later. 3 people in chat. It's unanimous. That's called unanimity. You put the kaleidoscope away and return to the studying the book. There is so much you have to discuss with Gloria, you cannot help but wonder, what things did she see there? But first, your lessons. That's weird scripture. When Father walks in, he sees you hard at work over the book. He chuckles in approval, then spots the kaleidoscope on the table next to you. He puts the toy to his eye, then freezes still for a moment. It takes him an effort to put it back down, and he praises you for being diligent and leaves. When today's section of the book is finished, you take the toy upstairs to your sister's room and tell her what you saw in it. Gloria smiles, knowing what you felt. I once saw a ballroom full of dancers. I watched it for an entire hour. My hands even got sore. Magical. I've looked through kaleidoscopes before and I've never seen shit like this. Just pretty colors like I was on an acid trip or something. Good shapes. You spend a long time with your sister discussing the kaleidoscopic figures, and you feel a strong connection to her. The toys brought you closer together, made you interconnected, just like the lines and figures in his colorful eye. Our determination has increased. We are now determined. We are resolute in our determination. Our willpower has we are exhausted. We're 7 years old and we're already fucking exhausted. It's a tough one. Father's sword. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Oh, cool, I guess. Conditions met, determination 4. Oh, cool, I guess. Is the sword being used on me, or am I using the sword? When Father is not working long hours, you often see him spending long stretches of time in the backyard, practicing his fencing. You are allowed to watch, but that is it. You are forbidden from touching the sword, let alone actually learning how to fight with it. It is a new day today, and Father has been busy in his studies since early morning. Mother took Gloria and Nathan to the shops. Your studies are done for today. The house is empty. You spot Father's sword hanging by the yard door. You must have left it there by accident after a training session. You deliberate at first, then grab the sword with resolve and run outside. At last you have a chance to see it up close. It is a small sword, used for dueling, heavy and devoid of any ornamentation. Recall that it was made specifically for him. The weapon is difficult to handle. Its heft makes the palm of your hand shake. As you get used to it, you try your best to imitate Father's feints. Your technique leaves much to be desired, but at least it's something. You imagine yourself fighting for the family's honor as the thin blade slices through the air. But as you swing too far back, the blade nicks your shoulder and cuts through your shirt, staining the fabric crimson. The sword falls to the ground with a dull clang. You try to apply pressure to the wound to make it stop bleeding, but all you do is make the blood flow faster.
Butterball, what are you doing here?
The familiar voice hurts you more than the cut of the sword. Father walks up to you briskly, his rugged arms rip off a length of cloth and bandage your shoulder. He squats by your side and pulls you into an awkward embrace.
My son, why did you have to take the sword? You know you're not supposed to hold it. This is no toy, it is a weapon that can take lives. I know how you feel. I used to yearn for my father's dueling sword back when I was a lad. One day you might have a chance to earn that right to carry the weapon. But first you must have patience and study and become a noble. When that day comes, I will be proud to teach you myself.
You rarely spend time with Father without someone else around. There is paternal love in his voice, so much that even the cut on your shoulder barely hurts now. You would be glad to be convinced by what he says. But how can you forget your dream? How can you abandon it just to earn Father's approval? Is it right for him to ask so much of you?
1 or 2?
1 or 2? We have a twofer. We have ones. Many ones. Okay. You promise to never touch long con. At what point does a long con just become status quo, though? Think about that. Alright, we agree with Father. You promise to never touch his sword again. You take a deep breath, then slowly and solemnly swear that you will never touch a sword again until you earn a nobleman's title. This promise is a difficult one for you to make. No more secret fights with an imaginary blade, no more battles with sticks. If you give your word, you must keep it. Father smiles at you warmly.
It is one thing to make a promise, and another thing to keep it, but I know you can do it, my son. You are on your way to becoming a man of your word. Let's go back inside now.
He picks up the sword and leads you back into the house. He washed the blood from the cut and agreed to keep this a secret from everybody. Then Father asks you to come into his study with him. He tells you stories of his studies in the capital. He tells you about studying for the judgeship and the trials he had to face to be ennobled by the mantle. Father brings several toy soldiers from the house. He uses them to reenact the famous Battle of the Green River. The floor of the study becomes a battlefield, and books from his table turn into riverside hills. You try your best to remember his every word.
Daddy is now affectionate. Hooray! We've done it.
Calculated risk, Joe.
Okay.
Hey, look, we gained some willpower. I don't know what the hell any of that was willful. I guess willpower. We went against our desires, so we needed. Okay, all right. Well, we gained some willpower. That makes enough sense. I guess it's not about being willful. It's about okay. All right. Grandfather's visits are no longer a cause for fear and panic in the house. He has become something you are used to, something nagging, yet not unordinary. Like a splinter or a stain on your trousers. Those are two very different things. I'd rather have a stain on my trousers than a splinter. The tension still remains, however. Sir Gregor's disdain for everyone in the house is so palpable and almost stings for real. Your lessons with the tutor are done for today. You are walking down the stairs when you spot Gloria peeping into the sitting room through a slightly open door. You sneak up on your sister and tap her lightly on the shoulder. She is startled. Oh, it's you, Butterball. Look, Sir Gregor's eating something. Grandfather is sitting on the sofa, flipping through a book with one hand and reaching for a glass bowl with another, now and then. Inside the bowl you see candied fruit, a sweet confectionery forbidden to the common estate, like all sweet things. Yet Grandfather's face shows no pleasure as he keeps consuming the high-born treats. The clock strikes 3. Grandfather rises from his seat, puts away the bowl on a shelf, and leaves for the yard. He always takes a walk in the city at this time. Gloria nudges you with her elbow and looks at the candy bowl when you look at her. The first emotion you feel is fear, but next comes curiosity, and it is stronger. Stefan used to boast that candied fruit tastes incredible, and now you have a perfect opportunity to try it. You try a candied fruit first. The sugar starts to melt as soon as you put it on your tongue. It is so sweet, you have never eaten anything as good as this. You take the whole bowl off the shelf and give it to your sister. She takes the fruit and brings it to her mouth carefully, like a rare treasure. There is a thumping on the stairs. Footsteps accompanied by the knocking of a walking stick. You have no idea why, but Grandfather is back. You quickly hide behind the sofa and pull Gloria after you, but she is frozen in place with the bowl in her hands. The door opens. Grandfather's menacing figure advances on Gloria. His hand seizes her arm.
You squalid, ungrateful, low-born child! How dare you bite the hand that feeds you? You and your trollop of a mother would be sleeping in a ditch if it weren't for my spineless son.
Hey, like father, like son. We're all spineless.
The sweet and pleasant things in life are for the noble estate, not for the likes of you. Did you forget your lot?
His hand swings and hits Gloria on the cheek. She falls to the floor right next to where you were hidden. Her fingers glisten with the warm, melted sugar that brought you here. Grandfather advances again, his walking stick ready, but then he sees you huddling behind the armchair. Please don't hurt him, Sir Brant. This is all my fault. He tried to stop me. You can already see a bruise on Gloria's cheek. It is only the beginning of her punishment. Gloria was caught red-handed, unlike you. You can still avoid your punishment.
What is it then, milksop? Did you try the sugar too, or were you trying to stop this piece of filth like she says?
1, 2, or 3, chat. If we ditch Gloria, we'll be good. I might have to take an audible on this one. I like Gloria. Death number 2. We have a 3. We have a 2 and a 3. So we have a tiebreaker out there. We have a... That's not a tiebreaker. Just a bigger tie. Yeah, just the ultimate tie. All right. 2. We have a 2. We're gonna lie. All right. The tie is broken. You convinced Grandfather that you were trying to stop Gloria. We told Papa we'd be honest. It was true. But we're going with number 2. We lied to Papa. You stand up and start talking. Yes, Gloria was telling the truth. You were trying to stop her. Grandfather tilts his head as he keeps you transfixed by his inhospitable, bitter gaze. We'd have never ate the sugar.
Bullshit. We took the sword, we'd take the sugar. And why did you hide behind the armchair like a petty thief?
It was all Gloria. You tell him. She told you to hide. Gloria looks at you with pain and disappointment when you say this. Grandfather nods, satisfied by your answer. He tells you to stay and watch him punish Gloria. Oh. For the first time in your life, you see somebody else being punished. Her skin split apart by Grandfather's walking stick. Her clothes getting soaked in blood as she writhes in agony. Night comes, but Gloria's sobbing keeps you awake. You go to her bedroom and try to calm her down, but a muffled "go away" is her only reaction. She lied to grandfather for you, so why is she angry with you now? Mother takes Gloria to church next morning. They return late in the afternoon, and Gloria begs father on her knees for forgiveness. She will never, ever take what she does not deserve by birth, she pleads. He does not look at you, not even once.
Whoops. Because you fucking killed me at 6.
That's Grandpa. Our willpower has increased. Okay. Indifference is still okay. We can save it later. Getting greedy. Father and Mother have been focused on Nathan and you since early morning. Instead of breakfast, you were told to say your prayers, wash your hands and faces, and get dressed in plain white shirts. Today is the day of your sacrament.
Mother, I want to go play in the yard. No playing today. You and Butterball are big boys now. It's time for you both to have your first sacrament. No one can live without a lot.
I don't want a lot. Be quiet and listen. You were born commoners, so you must accept a low-born lot before the twins. When you grow up, you will get a chance to earn a noble lot. Father and Mother take you to the carriage. Nathan is hungry. He starts whining. Grandfather is the last to get into the carriage. His eyes are on you and your brother, looking for every fault. Soon the carriage is moving along the streets of Anazan. Slowly and solemnly, one more turn, and you see the colossal white building marked by 2 massive pillars. For the first time in your life, you were to enter the Church of the Twin Gods. You enter the gate and walk under the splendorous dome of the church. The church hall is divided into 2 halves. They are drastically different from one another. The floor on one side is rough and jagged and covered in dried brown spots, while the floor on the other is made of smooth marble. The commoners kneel on the jagged floor, and the well-dressed nobles and their families sit on pews.
Dried brown spot? Oh, you mean blood from their knees.
Okay. Father and grandfather leave you to sit on one of the nobles' pews. Mother walks to the rough stone of the commoner's side and gets down on her knees. You see her wince in pain for the low-born estate she'll suffer in the house of the faith. The church acolytes surround you and lead you to the altar, where you and other children will take your sacrament this day. Before you stands a tall priest dressed in black, with a sword in one hand and a hefty whip in the other. Nathan's whining grows louder. He dislikes this place. He is scared. You remain quiet, but your stomach roils in an uneasy anticipation. The first child to take the sacrament is a jaunty little boy from a family of nobles. The priest extends the sword before him and recites the words of his lot. From this day forth he will fight and rule, and pursue the arts, his mind now forever free from the throes of suffering, for he now belongs to the noble lot. The boy proudly touches the flat of the blade with his lips. Nathan is next to receive the sacrament. He suddenly snaps out of his fearful trance and tries to break free, but the acolyte pulls him towards the altar and throws him on the jagged floor of the low-born side. The sharp edges bite into Nathan's knees as he lands, spraying drops of red around him.
I don't wanna. Butterball, why do they want to whip me? What did I do? You learned to count. You learned to count, Nathan.
You try to break free and run to Nathan's side. You want to give him courage and protect him, but the acolyte's grip on you is too firm. You feel utterly helpless. Your little brother has to face the world all by himself. The priest starts reciting the words of the lot as he swings the lash over Nathan's shoulders.
From this day forth, Nathan, thou shalt endure and work and suffer. Thou shalt be ardent in thy labor and humble in obedience to thy rulers. And now cometh thy first true suffering, which thou must accept with gratitude.
The lash cracks. It strikes his right shoulder. It strikes his left shoulder. The blows are so powerful that Nathan falls to the floor. The priest tells him to rise. He has received his lot. Nathan gets on his feet and drags himself towards Mother, his knees torn and bloodied, his spirit broken. It is your turn. Your feet will not move. You can barely muster enough strength to walk to the altar. You get down on your knees and feel the sharp stones below, so sharp your clothing cannot protect you. Your skin begins to burn. The acolyte forces your head down. You feel the lash being drawn above you, ready to strike. The priest's words are for you now.
This is thy sacrament. Thou shalt work and endure and suffer. Thou art about to receive thy first true suffering by the sacred lash. Dost thou accept thy lot? We have 4 options. Accept it, raise your head, catch the lash, or kiss the sword. 1. Okay, the rest seem kind of like a bad idea. Well, maybe not. Maybe catching the lash is like we die a second time, probably. Right now, death sounds great. You humbly accept the commoner's lot. A moment before the lash reaches you, stretch out into eternity. Its sound approaches you slowly as it slices through the air. The whip cracks. It strikes you on the right shoulder. The lash is so heavy it bends your back and forces you to the floor. The lash cracks again. It hits you on the left shoulder. There's blood running down your back. Rise now, commoner, the priest tells you. You stand. Everything looks blurry. You can barely walk on the sharp floor. Mother takes your hand and leads you away from the altar. There is agony, but there is also unfathomable tranquility. This is right. This is what you deserve. This is how it should be. This is the way of the world and its laws. From this day forth you will accept all suffering in life, with humility and patience, for you are a commoner. My determination is reduced. Our perception has increased. We are now inquisitive, but we are no longer resolute. Ethan, flip the fuck out and murder everything? I don't see that happening. We are, after all, still 7 years old. You have taken your first sacrament and received the commoner's lot. The mark left on you by the sacrament takes a long, long time to heal. Mother says it is the reminder of your lot, suffering and sufferance, pain and patience. Gloria showed you the mark of the lash on her shoulder one day. It will never disappear. Childhood's end, the final year. You are a commoner now. This is the lot you were born into. But Father keeps telling you to study hard so you may earn a different lot, become noble of the mantle. You recall the past with warm sadness. Stefan still lived with you. Or when he wrote to you for a time shortly after he left. Now he thinks it beneath him to write to the commoners in his family. Mother didn't lock herself in the bedroom as often back then. This changed shortly before Nathan was born. But most importantly, you missed the time before the terrifying figure of your grandfather was constantly looming over you. You learned the true power of the lot only after the head of family's arrival. In grandfather's eyes, no commoner deserves to be treated with kindness. Is this just him? Or is it the way of the entire world? Very thought makes you queasy. You are older now, and what's more, you are an elder brother now. You've learned how to care about someone else, how to teach and protect. Soon you are a small boy no longer as the days pass. Play gradually gives way to laborious study. Now your choices will decide your place in the bizarre and ruthless world of adulthood. Your childhood years are over. Death. Soon you are a small boy no longer. As the days pass, play gradually gives way to laborious study. Now your choices will decide your place in the bizarre and ruthless world of adulthood. Your childhood years are over. Personal qualities that you have accumulated in childhood. They will convert into adult qualities at the end of the chapter 2, Adolescence. For 3, Determination, and 4, Perception. Okay. Chat? Chat, I feel like this is like the perfect time to stop for the evening. Chat, I think what we'll do is we'll continue doing this on Wednesday evenings until we're done with it. That seems to be my plan right now. So we'll see if we can do like a chapter a week sort of thing until it's done.
How's that sound? You want to continue? Aha! Always leave them wanting more at the end. Always leave them wanting more. That's the key to something. I don't know. But yeah, we'll check back in with it next Wednesday. We'll play it again. And we'll see where the story continues to go. But I think that's going to go ahead and do it for me this evening, chat. My leg is kind of falling asleep on me. I was sitting on it weird. So, I'm getting the fuck out of here, man. I'm gone.